I mentioned in a previous video that the FT-710 is very popular for POTA with a number of our customers. In this video, let's compare the FT-891 with the FT-710 to see what the pros and cons are for each rig. Welcome back to the DX Engineering channel. I'm Michael, KI8R. As many of you know, Parks on the Air, or POTA, has become hugely popular in the ham radio community, combining the greatest hobby in the world with the fun of being outdoors. In a recent video, I commented on how a number of our customers have been purchasing the FT-710 for POTA. Since I use an FT-891 for parks, I thought it would be fun to compare the two rigs side by side while doing an activation. The FT-710 launched in 2022, while the FT-891 came out in 2016. With that in mind, let's start by comparing their features, portability, and usability of both of these rigs in the context of POTA. Let's start by looking at portability. Size and weight are often an important consideration when setting up and operating a portable station. And in this light, the 891 has a significant advantage. Weighing in at just over 4 pounds and measuring 6.1 by 8.5 by 2 inches, this radio has a definite size and weight advantage, making it easier to toss into a go box or a backpack. The FT-710, on the other hand, is significantly heavier at just under 10 pounds. This rig measures 9.4 by 9.75 by 3.15 inches, making it somewhat larger to its smaller sibling. While this is still a manageable radio for portable operating, if you prioritize lightweight gear, the 891 wins here. Let's look at power considerations. Both rigs are 100-watt radios and have similar power requirements. The FT-891 draws 2 amps on receive and about 23 amps on transmit, while the FT-710 draws 2.2 amps on receive and 21 amps on transmit. Running either rig at full power requires a good-sized battery. I use a Yaesu 20 amp hour battery and have never been able to run it down even on days when I've activated multiple parks. So let's look at the features of each of these rigs. The FT-710 is an SDR or software-defined radio and features a 4.3-inch color touchscreen display along with a waterfall display. It has an intuitive interface along with a built-in sound card, making it easy to use with modes like FT-8 and PSK31. It also has excellent DSP capabilities, making it easy to pull out weak signals in crowded band conditions. The 710 has a built-in tuner, although it's only good to 3-to-1. So if you're using a non-resonant antenna, you're probably going to need an external tuner. Additionally, the 710 has a better sounding internal speaker than the 891, and if you're using the SP40 speaker or another external speaker, the AESS system can enhance the audio on the radio even more. Furthermore, the FT-710 has a large fan and can quickly dissipate heat. On the other hand, the 891 is more traditional radio with a monochrome LCD display. While it lacks a waterfall, it does have a manual band sweep function that will give you a limited view on what's going on around you on each band. Even so, since this rig is very menu-centric, you're probably going to find yourself digging into menus more than on the 710. The 891 does not have a built-in sound card, so if digital modes are important, you're going to need an external one. And unless you're using a resonant antenna, you're going to need that external tuner. This rig has a small heatsink and a built-in fan, so when running 100 watts, that fan will come up to speed pretty quickly. The bottom line here is this: if you value simplicity and performance over bells and whistles, the 891 is a very compelling radio. Next up is receiver performance. The FT-710 is a software-defined radio. It uses a bandpass filter ahead of an ADD converter, along with dithering, which improves the intermodulation characteristics of the receiver. This gives the 710 an edge over other modern transceivers in terms of its ability to discern weak signals. The 891 uses a triple conversion super heterodyne architecture along with a 3 kHz roofing filter. While it's not as sensitive as its younger brother, it's still a solid radio. For many of us, cost is a significant part of our buying decisions. At the time of this recording, the FT-710 field model is selling for $884.95, while the 891 is selling for $629.95. If you are budget conscious, the 891 is a great value. There are also a couple of factors that you still may want to consider. For example, if you need a sound card or a tuner, both are built into the 710. Although, as I mentioned earlier, the built-in tuner is only good to 3-to-1. While this doesn't totally offset the price difference, it does narrow the gap a bit. Here are a few other thoughts. The FT-710 is more intuitive to operate as its menu system is easier to navigate when compared to the 891. This also makes it easier to change things like output power, CW speed, or mic gain. The 710 also has better receive filtering as well as the waterfall display. The 891 is smaller and lighter, and in direct sunlight, the screen on the 891 wins hands down. Let's look at the pros and cons for each rig as it relates to POTA. Starting with the 710, this rig has an excellent receiver, a built-in antenna tuner, a better sounding internal speaker, waterfall, easy to navigate touchscreen interface, and a built-in sound card. While the cons are that it's significantly heavier than the 891 and the display is not as good in direct sunlight. For the 891, the pros are a solid receiver, a more portable design, lightweight, compelling price, and a better display outside. While the cons are that there's no built-in tuner or sound card, and the menu is more challenging to navigate. So, which radio is better for POTA? It depends on your style of activation. If you value portability above everything else, prefer a lightweight setup for hiking or minimal gear, and don't mind the menu-driven interface, the FT-891 makes all the sense that does. It's a rugged and reliable workhorse that has proven itself as a favorite for many POTA operators. If you don't mind a larger form factor, and you value convenience of having a waterfall display, built-in tuner, and sound card, along with a radio that's easy to navigate, then the FT-710 is a great choice. Think of it as a base station in the field. For many POTA ops, the FT-891 portability and price point makes it a compelling choice. But if you're willing to trade mobility for more modern features and flexibility, then the FT-710 is a great choice that will elevate your POTA experience. Both rigs will get you on the air and you'll make lots of contacts. Your choice hinges on how you balance portability and convenience while operating outdoors. Parks on the Air is all about getting outside, making contacts, enjoying the hobby, and the great outdoors. And the FT-710 and the 891 both bring something valuable to the table. The FT-710 offers cutting-edge SDR features and ease of use, while the FT-891 delivers portability and a lightweight design. Your choice depends on how you envision your POTA activations, whether it's a cutting-edge rig on a scenic overlook or a more modest rig on a forest trail. Thanks for watching. I'm Michael, KI8R, and we'll catch you on the next one.